Welcome to Turnbuckle Trash Talk, Turnpike to WrestleMania. This is the last
This is a
stop.
stretch. This is a stretch. Where's
This
it?
is it. We're in the final
Next exit.
week
Next exit. That's where we're at.
to WrestleMania. We're going to actually have a live stream of WrestleMania on Sunday. We're going to be there for the whole 9 or 12 or 24 hours.
I think it's 24 hours.
24
Yeah.
hours
We're
that
bringing
WrestleMania
sleeping
35
bags.
is going to be. But we will be broadcasting live during that time. So watch WrestleMania with us. And you can hear our thoughts and commentary as the show is going on.
Yes.
We had a good time with the Royal Rumble.
We did.
Live
we did.
stream.
We did. It was a good time. It was a long show. I can only imagine how long this one's gonna be.
Yes, so I am your officiant, Kent. Joining me is my tag team partner, the Latin liaison, Isaiah. So happy to have you back. I had to
Hiatus.
solo the show last week, and it did not go as smoothly as I hoped it would.
We had some AC issues, but we're back in here.
We're back.
We're
back
okay.
on set.
That's it.
We're not going to be on set for the live stream, but
No,
we'll make
that's
a
a
new
little.
set.
We'll make it happen.
We'll make it
You know,
happen.
we'll take a photo and green screen the background.
there you go.
That's
We'll
what
green screen the set on behind us. Anyway, so we're going to recap Raw and SmackDown.
Yep.
We're going to do the preview for Raw tonight, and we're also going to give some preliminary picks
Preliminary, to be specific.
for the WrestleMania card.
Yep.
Because we don't know what's going to change between now and then. We
They're
can make
definitely
some
gonna-
guesses,
yeah.
I'm sure, but we're not positive.
What are the odds of them changing something tonight?
Very, very strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already have one big one, but we'll get to that later. So Raw emanated from the TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts this past Monday.
My hometown.
It was a long show.
Yeah.
There was a couple okay things, but man, is SmackDown completely destroying Raw? as
Yeah,
far
I was gonna
as
say.
show quality.
I was gonna say Raw is utterly disappointing. Man.
So it kicked off with a beat the clock challenge between Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey. Becky Lynch ended up winning that. It was all right.
You know what that did, man? It did nothing for them, and it just buried the Riot Squad. That's all it really did.
Well, and then they're going to continue with a 6-woman tag this week.
Yeah.
The 3 main eventers versus the Riot Squad, and if they don't get along, they get like kicked out of the match or something like that. This has been one of the most convoluted storylines for such a simple build.
Man.
They've taken it all over the place, and maybe it's the fact that they had to include Fastlane in there. Maybe the fact that they just had to go over so much time. But
Yeah.
it seems like this would have been a really easy match to make.
Yeah.
And they've taken all these weird twists and turns to get there. Like, it became my favorite match to see.
And
Early
it's
on to
slowly
one
been
that I'm
taking
just
it away
like,
from you. It slowly
Can
has
we just
been.
get it over with? Can we just have the
You were
match?
so excited at first when they announced it, and then week by week you were just disappointment after disappointment.
Since the Royal Rumble, I have lost all the enthusiasm for this
Yeah.
match. Now I'm like, let's just get it over with.
Oh, man.
Like, let's just get through WrestleMania and get this over with. So,
It's tough, man.
after that, we saw Finn Balor earn an IC title opportunity.
He did. He did.
This
Don't
is
you
another
mind me?
match I don't want to see. I've seen Bobby Lashley versus Finn Balor enough times. I'm guessing what's going to happen is they're going to trot out the Demon.
You think?
Yeah. It's WrestleMania. And
Man,
they've
but he's
had
been
the
on a
Demon
hiatus
on
too,
WrestleMania advertisements.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you'd trot out the Demon for Bobby Lashley, but you wouldn't for Brock Lesnar?
Oh, come on. Get it together, guys.
Like, it doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah.
But, Finn Balor, yeah. I'm happy to see he's on TV. I'm happy he's on the
being
WrestleMania
used
card.
somehow. He's somehow being used.
But I just think they could do better with him.
Yeah.
Alistair and Ricochet defeated the Revival again.
Okay.
Alistair Black, I should specify.
Let's be clear. I'm sorry. This is not bad. I don't know why I'm still entertained by this. I don't know if it's because it's the caliber of matches and like they do well together, but I was upset because I hate when they bury tag teams. I really do. But I caught myself. I actually, start to finish, I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Not too bad. For a set of guys who they just,
I love Alistair Black and Ricochet as a tag team, as weird as it may be.
Yeah.
I just feel so bad for the Revival.
That's what I'm. Yeah, you're just.
I just feel so bad for the Revival. They worked so hard. They finally got their tag titles, and then they were just immediately buried after that. If they haven't re-signed, they're not going to.
They had to piss off the wrong person.
There is
because
no
their
reason.
booking has been god-awful.
Yeah, there's no reason for them to re-sign at this point.
None.
Every motivation, every
None.
opportunity, every chance that they've given WWE to do anything with them has just gone right down the toilet.
They do better like at Impact Wrestling. Good.
Also, I'm wondering, when are they just going to take the titles off of them? WrestleMania, probably?
Yeah.
Like, it's just got to happen.
Yeah, they've just been fucking hitting them and hitting them and hitting them upside the head, and then nothing. Like, they still. How are they still champions and they lost the last 3 shows?
I don't know. Why are they still champions if they lost the last 3 shows? That's the question.
Terrible.
Roman Reigns accepted McIntyre's challenge for a match at WrestleMania. I'm fine with the fact that they're having this match. I don't like that they're already making the leukemia a plot point.
Yeah.
Like, most of Drew McIntyre's promo was about the leukemia. And I'm like, all right, man. Like,
Yeah, lay off it. Yeah.
Fine. All right.
But Roman Reigns, I don't know if I watched the whole promo, the whole process. He was very limited on words. And I dig it. Because that's how he used to be. He was known to be like the strong fighter, and that was it. Little words, like just all action.
Yeah, I don't want to see him give a long promo.
Yeah, I think
keep it tight.
They're onto something. Keep it moving, fellas.
Sasha Banks beats Natalya by DQ after Nia Jax and Tamina interfere. Beth Phoenix looked great, honestly.
She's jacked.
She looks
She's
amazing.
So jacked.
She looks like she
kick
could
my
have
ass.
a whole run again.
Yeah.
But obviously this is just more set up for the women's tag team match, which is now a fatal 4-way, but we'll get into that later. I just don't care.
Honestly, like, I really don't.
Unless the Divas of Doom win those tag team titles and,
Yeah.
Beth Phoenix is back, which isn't going to happen. I just... Okay, let's just keep going.
Yeah.
Colin Jost and Michael Che added to the Andre Battle Royal.
Who?
The guys from SNL.
Oh, the non-wrestling show? That's weird.
Yeah. So this is obviously just further burying Braun Strowman and making him a comedy gimmick. He is now the Big Show.
Okay. I'd much rather have Braun Strowman involved with the Saturday Night Live, which is a big deal. A lot of comedians, they strive for that. That's like the grandest stage of all. If you're a comedian, you make it there, you made it, So I'd much rather him do that than go against, like, Baron Corbin or somebody and then just...
Well, my question is, too, is he going to show up on Saturday Night Live the day before Mania?
He would have to.
It would be a good way to build it.
Yeah, because guess where it's at?
I will say this about WWE this year. Their media game has been on point.
It has.
Like, they had all 3 women from the WrestleMania main event on, like, the Today
ESPNs,
Show or
ESPN
or something like that. Like, their media game has been on point. Their cross-promotion game has been on point.
And it's only going to get better because now they're with Fox Sports and all that good stuff.
That's true. Baron Corbin defeated Apollo Crews.
That's a match that I literally just couldn't give a shit about. I don't care.
Well, and Hulu didn't even put it on the...
Well, that speaks for itself. Poor Apollo.
Paul Heyman confronted Seth Rollins. This was probably the best part of Raw.
Yeah,
was
it really
this Paul
was.
Heyman
It's a
segment.
shame the talking was the best part of Raw.
Paul Heyman is going to be the best part of Raw as long as Raw stays the way it is, because he is an amazing promo.
Yeah.
I love how they had Seth come out and say, the WWE Universe is behind me, and then Paul come out and say, oh, so this is a handicap match. Seth and the WWE Universe versus Brock Lesnar. It was
genius,
really
man.
good. If you're going to watch one thing on Raw this
That's
week,
it.
watch this promo.
Yeah.
That being said, there's been like no build or hype for this match.
There really hasn't, man. It's all been focusing on the women's.
Which makes me think that Brock's going to win.
Yeah, of course.
I think Brock's going to win, and it's going to put
win,
Seth and Brock at Saudi Arabia. I think that's what's going to happen. I think we're going to see a rematch at Saudi Arabia.
Is this Saudi Arabia the same show that they're trying to get the women on?
Yeah. But I think what it's going to do is they're going to push the feud back to Saudi Arabia to have Seth beat Brock there.
I think somehow McIntyre's going to be involved, man. Somehow.
Kurt Angle defeats Samoa Joe. I have really enjoyed the Kurt Angle farewell tour.
Yes. Yes, they did it before on TNA when he was leaving.
Yeah.
They did it then. They're doing it now, and it's working. I dig it.
I mean,
I dig it. I like it.
Kurt Angle is struggling to keep up.
Yeah.
He doesn't look nearly as good as I'm sure he would have 5 years ago.
Right.
But I'm enjoying that he's having such good opponents.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's not.
They're all his, like...
His history.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah, it's not like Kurt Angle versus Zack Ryder or Kurt Angle versus... these are all people that clearly he has a history with or clearly he has investment in. Chad Gable. So now I'm wondering, when is it going to be Shelton Benjamin?
I was thinking that was going to be his WrestleMania.
I thought he was going to have Shelton Benjamin, but it hasn't happened yet. Triple H puts his career on the line. This was actually an okay segment, too.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
It was okay.
I thought Triple H was funny, and he made reference to the memes about give me what I want, what I really, really want.
Triple H, like, on the microphone, he's a killer. So, I mean, it was great, but another match I could really do without.
But I also feel like whenever Triple H is in one of these feuds, he, like, takes an opportunity to subtly bury his opponent.
Of course.
Because he's like, oh, Dave, like, duh, of course I was using you guys. Like, before that, you were the Deacon. And, like, oh, you're mad at me about 13 years ago? And da-da-da. And I'm like, dude, you write this stuff.
Yeah.
Come on. Like, that's not fair.
Yeah.
You make him say something stupid, and then you bury him for saying something stupid.
Because he can't say
it. You guys
he has no
write
control.
this.
Yeah, Batista has no control of what he can say.
I'm sure he's shooting on some of it, and I'm sure he's, like, coming up with some of it on his own, but, like, I think that's unfair.
It is.
You're like, well, I'm in charge, so I can come out and
I'll say what I want.
Dispute the creative that I also approve.
I'd be so pissed.
And then Drew McIntyre defeated Dean Ambrose in the last man standing. I think we're just saying bye to Dean.
Didn't he do this about 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, just making sure.
I don't think it was the last man standing at the time. I think it was like no holds barred or something like that. But we've seen Dean's got to be leaving.
He's got to be. The way that... You know what? I was hesitant at first because how they've been announcing it. But what's leading me to believe that he is leaving is the very, like, they don't give a shit type of thing about it. Like, they're not giving him any recognition on anything, man. They're just literally, it's like, his matches are just throwaway matches.
Yeah. And they're usually to make someone else look good, which I don't have a problem with because that's what you're supposed to do when you're leaving a company.
Business.
But anyway, SmackDown. Moving on for the SmackDown. See how quickly we got through Raw?
Yeah.
We turned 3 hours into like 10 minutes.
Well, hold on. Before we get into SmackDown, the Ronda Rousey, the Charlotte, the whole women's match thing, that's the main event or whatever. You mentioned the women's tag team match, whatever. Do you think Vince McMahon is getting a wrestling boner thinking about seeing this 4 horsewomen all holding titles?
I don't even know if they've planned that far ahead.
Because I think it's odd enough that you have Charlotte as champion right now. You have Sasha and Becky.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. I think those titles are getting unified.
They haven't mentioned anything
But
at
they're
all.
making an announcement tonight.
Oh.
And they didn't say what it's about, but they said it's affecting the women's main event. So I think both the Raw and SmackDown titles are going to be on the line, and that
on SmackDown.
Whoever wins that
That's
match,
it. He just rebutted my ass. There it is.
That's my thought.
Right,
that's what
right.
I think is going to happen. I mean, I could see that because that's kind of where it looks like it's heading, but I don't know if Ronda's leaving. Because if Ronda's leaving, then there's no 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen.
You're right.
I don't really know if that may have been a direction they were going in, and then they're changing direction.
Yeah.
Personally, I have no problem just seeing the women's titles unified.
none at all.
I'd rather see a traveling women's championship.
Same as the tag team
shows.
championships. Yeah.
Because there aren't enough women in WWE to support 2 divisions.
Yeah.
So, anyway. SmackDown was at the Mohegan Sun Arena in Uncasville, Connecticut. This was an amazing show.
Yes.
I think, personally, from start to finish, it was a really good show, as most SmackDowns are.
No.
It started out with the New Day coming out, talking about how they were thinking about quitting, but they needed answers from Vince McMahon. Vince came out and said, "You're not going to quit. Why would you quit? You're not going to quit.
You don't have a quick bone in your body."
And Daniel coming out, calling him a B-plus player, saying, "Let him quit," all that other stuff. But McMahon said, "We're going to give Kofi one more opportunity. to get into WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be Kofi getting that opportunity. It's going to be Xavier and Big E. If they win a tag team gauntlet match, Kofi will go to Mania. I don't know what the obsession with gauntlet matches has been lately. This is going to be the third gauntlet match in this build alone.
Yeah.
Because they had Kofi do really well in that gauntlet match leading into Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
They had Kofi do his own gauntlet match last week. And now they're having Big E and Xavier. They have some kind of...
The originator was Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins went with it. He ran with it.
We all forgot about that,
They saw how great it was, and they're like, wait a minute, we got something.
Gauntlet match, everything.
Yeah.
But needless to say, it was actually really good.
It was.
Moving on from that, Charlotte defeated Asuka for the SmackDown Women's title. I did not see this coming. I'm kind of okay with it because it's clear that they had absolutely no plans for Asuka and the SmackDown Women's title. It has been irrelevant ever since she won it.
Okay, we just came off of it. Big announcement tonight.
Don't turn that match into a
devil's advocate. I mean,
don't.
That's
do
the
it.
only other way. Listen, it could either they say it's a fatal 4-way, or they come out and they pull out Charlotte to go against Asuka.
I'm fine with that.
I really think that's got to be it.
Another match on the card.
Yeah, you're right.
Or that Charlotte's going to be in 2 matches.
Yeah.
I'd hate that too.
Early on in the match. Well, then, you know what? That's a great idea because then, okay, she goes on and she faces Asuka. She get a 30-fucking-minute match, and they go at it because they could put on.
Well, it's true. They do have 24 hours to kill.
So they go. Asuka wins. She is spent. Charlotte is spent. Then she goes on to the main event. That kind of justifies the fact of her kind of taking maybe a pin. You know?
I don't think they need to justify it.
Well, because
someone's going to take a pin. Someone's going to submit.
Who's taking the pin?
I think it's actually going to be Becky taps out Ronda.
Ooh, really?
I think that's the finish everybody wants.
Everybody wants that. Yeah, you're right.
And I think they've done fan service on that feud so far. So if I had to guess, we'll be doing our preliminary predictions in a minute. But I think that or Charlotte eats the pin. Yeah. Or Charlotte eats the pin. But they don't need to have another match before that to make that happen.
Right.
So, I'm fine with it. They weren't doing anything with Asuka. They weren't doing anything with that
She'll
title.
probably be in that Battle Royal or some shit.
Probably. You know? Randy Orton interrupted Angle versus Styles. All right, this pissed me off because the Angle farewell tour, it's been going so well.
Yeah.
And then this kind of put a really bad bump in the road.
It did.
Because I want to see these full matches. Yeah. And if you were going to try to interject Randy Orton, just have him attack AJ after the match. Or something like that.
Or in the back
there was no reason to ruin
a perfectly good match.
And a perfectly good thing they've been doing with Angle.
Yeah.
This was supposedly Angle's last match on SmackDown. So I don't even think he's having one this week.
No, he's not,
So I don't know. Miz and Shane agree to Falls Count Anywhere. This has actually been a great build.
You know what, man? They changed it. Oh, God. Man, I hate it. I hate the fact that it's good. You know?
It's really good.
Because at first I was like, I don't care about Shane and The Miz. And now, I hear them. Because let's be real. One thing The Miz is great at is talking shit. Shane isn't terrible on the mic.
He's not terrible.
Now, they're not the greatest performers.
No.
How the hell are these guys? These guys are doing something right, man. They're doing something right.
Well, it's the Raw title builds, Universal and Women's titles, have gone down, and the SmackDown stuff has just surpassed it in terms of build. You got the Kofi build going amazing.
Yeah.
You got the Shane versus Miz build going amazing. And then the other title builds, it's
Go figure. These guys are doing, okay, in their defense now, they have Shane McMahon, you know. So take that as it may. But their showing is definitely outshining a lot of other, matches coming on into WrestleMania. So it's, man.
It's just really good. I've been enjoying it.
They got me.
So, Falls Count Anywhere. This was kind of a no-duh. Because any match you're going to have with Shane, he's going to do some ridiculous spot that's probably going to end the match.
He's going to get hurt.
Because he's not going to be able to get back in the ring or whatever after he does it. But I'm super I'm super pumped for that match. I don't know why. Like, they've done a really good job building it, even though I saw it coming from a mile away.
Yeah.
And now, the one thing, if you were going to watch one thing on WWE this past week, the Tag Team Gauntlet match.
Man.
It was stellar.
That's an instant classic.
It was stellar.
Man. Shit.
Kofi's winning that title.
If Kofi doesn't win, we riot.
Kofi's
I'm
winning
telling
that
you,
title.
man. There's no way they're investing in this much.
So much more than anything else.
Shit.
I feel like this has been the best build of all the builds to WrestleMania. Right now, this year.
When they were out and Xavier Woods had Big E like cradling his arms and the Usos came out.
Yes.
My hair stood up because how they were talking about the whole fact of like. It was so electrifying. The light went out. So electrifying, yeah. So it was so much that when they came out and they just how they said it and everything the Usos said was on point. Everything.
Yes.
Because it didn't take credit away from them, and it was enough to where it was like, okay, they still retain their cred. You know, they get they get their card. You know.
Yeah. And I like that they said we forfeit. Not one of them laid down.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, because they're saying like we're not saying we couldn't beat you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just saying we're not going to beat you guys because we
out of respect
you and we respect what you're doing.
And
we think it's messed up.
Yeah.
We think it's messed up what they've been putting you through. So
shit, that was
I
awesome.
thought that was genius.
Yeah.
I thought that was genius. It made the Usos look amazing.
Yeah,
it made the New Day look amazing.
Everybody looked good.
Everybody did. Everybody in this. Except maybe Gallows and Anderson, who I still feel really bad for. But they aren't re-signing, so they're going to be gone soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was still, if you had to watch one thing on WWE programming this last week, that was Raw or SmackDown, not including NXT in that, because NXT is always superior. Watch the Tag Team Gauntlet. It was really, really good. So let's move on to the Raw preview, then we'll get to some WrestleMania preliminary predictions, then we'll get the hell out of here. So, Raw is at the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. tonight. It is the go-home show. Stephanie is going to make an announcement about the women's match. I believe it's going to be both titles will be on the line.
Oh. Okay.
That is my guess, and I think it's probably the smart thing to do would be to put both titles on the line, unify the titles, make it one big women's division that spans across SmackDown and Raw, because then you've got a bigger wealth of a roster to draw from.
You do.
Whereas when you have a title on each show, I mean, look what happened to the SmackDown Women's title. It got buried.
It did, man.
It really got absolutely
buried.
Carmella
held it.
Carmella held it. Asuka barely held it.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's time to unify those belts. Have one big women's division. I think it'd be fantastic.
We have Luis Hernandez actually says, "Have y'all heard the rumors of the 4 horsewomen standing in the ring holding the championships? Do y'all think it's gonna happen?"
I've heard that. I don't think so. I don't think so. If that's how they're gonna close the show, if they're not actually even putting the SmackDown Women's title on the line, then I don't.
I want to say no. Why? Because the 4 horsewomen are not ready by any means to go against these other girls.
Oh, you mean
the MMA girls. I'm sorry, the MMA girls, as Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey, and then the other girls that I don't even know their names, Shafir,
Marina Shafir, and Jessamine Duke.
Yeah, those girls need a lot of NXT time, man.
They're not even getting called up. I mean, maybe Shayna will get called up after Mania, but
it's still too soon.
The other two are not ready.
Yeah, no way.
And I don't even know if Ronda's going to stick around. To be
everybody.
Honest, like
rumor has it that she's technically
she's done after Mania. Yeah. So I don't even know if she's planning on sticking around. I mean, maybe she signed another 6 months to get to SummerSlam.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's gonna happen. I think that,
which is a damn shame because she's,
but she'll be back.
Yeah.
She's one of those people like a Brock Lesnar you can bring back whenever she feels like coming back. Like
right.
If she wants to have kids, feels like that baby timer's about to run out. Go do it.
Right.
You know, you do you. You can apparently sign your own way to whatever you want right now.
Must be nice.
I really hope it's that both titles will be on the line. I really do. I hope it's not, this is going to be a fatal 4-way. I hope it's not, Charlotte's going to be in 2 matches. I hope it's nothing like that. I hope it's nothing like that. I hope it's just both titles will be on the line. Whoever wins gets both. I feel like this is a WrestleMania 30 build. I feel like this is the Daniel Bryan build.
Exactly, yeah.
And I feel like the iconic image to have at the end of the show is Becky Lynch holding both titles.
Well, yeah. Oh, hands down. No, and then Elise is, of course. Shayna is. Of course, Shayna's ready. I mean...
Oh, Shayna's ready.
But
Shayna's been ready. She's overstayed her
yeah.
welcome in NXT.
She has. She has.
And it's not...
There's nothing else for her to do in NXT.
No.
There really isn't.
No.
She needs
and
to,
whoever she's going to lose to isn't going to make her look better.
At all.
Like, at this point, if she loses to Kairi Sane, it'll be like, well, you beat her every other time, but this time apparently is different.
Yeah.
If she loses to Candice LeRae, I'd be okay with that because Candice has been kind of like not a thing.
Right.
But, I mean, she's a 2-time women's champion, one of the only 2-time women's champions on NXT. Like, she's ready to get called up.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
when they called up Lacey Evans, I was like, really? Before Shayna?
What a waste.
So Stephanie to make an announcement. I hope it's going to end up unifying the titles. There's supposed to be a 6-woman tag of Ronda, Becky, and Charlotte versus the Riot Squad. Apparently there's some sort of stipulation that if they attack each other, they might get removed from the match. Just more convoluted nonsense.
They're investing a lot of time in this women's... Like, I feel bad for the other guys in the back working their asses off, you know? Because this women's match is getting hella television time. You know, much more than Seth Rollins, for sure.
And here's the thing. If this match ends up shitting the bed...
oh, Lord. Whoa, that's it.
I don't think it will, because those are 3 very talented people.
Yeah.
But if this match shits the bed, everything about the women's revolution, all of it is just going to go right down the toilet.
Oh, my God,
They're going to get buried again.
Oh, yeah.
It's not going to be a thing. They're going to be like, they got their chance, and look what they did. Although it's also likely that even if they do shit the bed, they'll praise it as the greatest match and what an
no matter what,
accomplishment.
no matter what.
But yeah, it's just another bump on the road.
Hell yeah. James Richards. He says the point of WrestleMania is to honestly send the fans home happy and start fresh the next day. WWE has a bad habit of not doing the right thing, but it should be Becky winning both titles.
I absolutely 100% agree. There is going to be... we talked about this the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
There are 3 matches. 2 of those will probably end happy. 1 of them has to end sad.
This is true.
And it's going to be either Brock and Seth,
which I can see
Kofi and Daniel, or Becky, Ronda, Charlotte. I think Brock is going to retain.
Me too.
I think Kofi's going to win.
Yep.
And I think Becky's going to win. So you're going to get your 2 happy endings and 1 sad ending.
Yeah.
If they have all happy endings across the board, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
So one of those has to not be this fan service match, and I think it's going to be Brock.
And no, in WWE, as of recently, they have been doing a lot more tending to the fans, I guess you would say, as far as acknowledging the New Day, the even Rusev Day, New Day, all that stuff that's going. They may have not given it their full attention, but they definitely acknowledge it. So I think right now, as much as and let's be clear, as much as I don't care for Becky Lynch, she's it. She's it.
Something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Something wrong with you.
You know.
Anyway.
Go ahead, say it.
Batista's returning to Raw. It's just going to be probably going to end in a pull apart or something like that.
Will he be wearing blue? Because he's got an obsession with blue.
Probably. I don't know.
Blue-tista.
Blue-tista.
That's what they called him, you know? Is this like this is not a contract signing or anything like that, right?
I don't think so. I think
they just say he's going to be there. That's it.
He's going to respond to Triple H's response. Triple H will probably confront him. Maybe they'll have a pull apart or maybe something like that. But
did you see how much this man spit on that microphone?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
They made a joke about it on Triple H's promo.
Oh, man. They needed a new mic after that.
To be fair, it's really hard not to salivate in the ring. I get dry mouth. When I'm doing counts, the last few shows, my voice is cracked when I've been doing some... I almost made Jason Falcone
laugh.
completely lose his mind because my voice cracked during a count.
Oh, man.
So I get dry mouth, but some people, you're salivating, you're sweating, man, it happens.
Yeah.
8-woman tag. Boston Hug Connection and the Divas of Doom versus Nia and Tamina and the Iconics. Again, it's just a go-home match. It's just going to be chaos.
Yeah.
That's just it.
Yeah, I got nothing
There's
processed.
nothing.
When you said that, I was like, ah.
It's a typical go-home build. Like, I've noticed this. Whenever you're doing a setup to a pay-per-view, you do every possible combination. So-and-so
Right.
versus so-and-so. So-and-so and so-and-so tag against so-and-so's. Like,
The Iconics were like, they've been
just a
nowhere.
last-minute addition.
What
They're an
other
iPhone
tag team do
promo
we
edition.
have? Yeah. That's weird.
Which stinks, because, like, Riot Squad or Absolution.
Where the hell is Ember Moon?
She's been hurt.
There you go. Brought to you by Kent.
Man, I don't care what happens with those tag titles.
I really don't.
I really either hope Boston Hug retain or Divas of Doom win. If it
Yeah.
goes any other way, I will.
I
be very
really want
displeased.
Tamina and Nia Jax to win just so I can see Kent's reaction. Only reason. I will pay.
Well, hopefully it's
dollars.
early in the show, so I still have some enthusiasm left in my
They
life.
watch the rest of
If
the
it's
show.
at like hour 6, I might just throw
Lord.
the camera. Brock is returning to confront Seth.
Yes.
Same thing, probably going to end in a pull apart or something like
Beast.
that. I know that Seth, for the past couple months, has been like had nagging injuries or something like that, which
Yes.
is why you haven't seen him compete a lot or anything like that. But hopefully he's good to go, because there's not really any time left.
And now,
But I
time
also
is
think
now.
it's killed the build.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he's not competing, he's not fighting people or anything like that. Like
It's scary to think because I mean right now Seth Rollins is Monday Night Raw. There is nothing else as far as going on in the Monday Night Raw. Unfortunately, Seth Rollins is keeping them alive. He is the new guy, but I feel bad because it's like you said, man, it's injury prone. You know,
he's
So,
injury prone. Seth's Finn's injury prone.
Man, they need to figure something out.
I don't know. The future of Raw looks dark, but also they're gonna have a shake-up soon.
The shake-up, there it is. I love it. The shake-up.
We'll see.
We've been waiting that for a while.
Aleister Black and Ricochet are fighting the Revival again, supposedly. I'm not sure if they're putting the tag team titles on the line tonight.
They may as well. They may
or
as
if they're
well.
putting them on at WrestleMania, if they're adding another match to WrestleMania. But
Well, you could always have where somebody interferes and then maybe they'll turn it into a triple threat.
Oh, good God.
The only way, don't you know?
And will Reigns get retribution? The answer is yes,
Yes.
at WrestleMania.
Yes.
So, let's make a quick preliminary WrestleMania predictions.
Okay.
Because we want to get it on tape. We'll
Yes.
also re-go over our predictions before the live stream, or during the live
And
stream
see who
before
was the idiot and got it wrong.
Because there could be matches added tonight, but I want to get
Yeah.
something out a little bit in advance so our lovely Turnbuckle Trash Talk fan nation can weigh in with their opinions on our
Yes.
picks or give their own picks. So let's start at the very bottom of the card. Women's Battle Royal.
Asuka.
Why not? I've
She's
got
got
nothing
nothing
else.
else. She's got
I don't think there's even enough women left in the division
Yeah, they're gonna
to
have to.
have a
they're
Battle
gonna have
Royal.
to go into the archives.
They're
Maybe hit the Mae Young Classic.
Like, it's going to be like half of the NXT women.
Yeah, yeah.
Or like all the NXT
Yeah.
women. Like,
Well, this could be a debut for somebody.
it could be.
You know, because there's always that Trump. You know where? Wait, man, not the Trump. Nobody wants the Trump card. Nobody wants that. What is that? The ace up the sleeve? Woo!
Sure.
You know, that's what it is. I play
Both
cards.
of those analogies work.
All of them work. So it could always be somebody who comes maybe from a promotion that's been working up somehow, and give us a surprise. Give us something. If you're gonna have a battle royal, something's got to be in the works. It
You
can't
know
just
what?
be a squash.
I'm going to say Shayna.
I like you. I like that.
I'm going to say Shayna. I think Shayna is going to lose her title the night before
Okay.
on TakeOver.
And
she's going to debut in the Battle Royal and
Oh,
win it.
man.
That's going to be my pick.
So
Shayna
Asuka's not even
Baszler-
gonna be in it. Asuka's not even gonna be in it.
Asuka will probably be in it.
I don't want to see her in shit. It's too early. I don't
No,
want to
but she's going to get eliminated by someone else.
Okay.
I don't think that's going to be the end of it.
Man, ignore him.
I think Shayna Baszler will win the Women's
That's
Battle
a good
Royal.
call. That's a good call. I'm going Asuka, but I like
I
that.
hope it's on the pre-show. Because, oh my God. What's going to be on the pre-show?
We've watched women's battle royals, and they got, oh man, are they tough? Are they tough?
Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. The SNL guys.
Man,
That's all that's been the story going into it. Or they're going to have the SNL guys and Braun Strowman eliminate each other somehow.
Remember last year how like they made it a big deal, and the years before like, I have entered myself into the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
No, they
Battle
did it
Royal
all behind
Rumble.
the scenes this year. Like, I saw a list on WWE.com of people who were supposedly in the Battle Royal, but like, the only story about the Battle Royal has been Braun and the SNL guys.
Yeah. Nothing
So
else?
I don't think Braun's going to win because he's already won once, I think.
Yeah, he has.
I think it's going to be the SNL guys.
That would be a joke.
Which is going to turn the Andre the Giant Battle Royal into
the butt joke. I hear you were
joke.
trying to say that. Yep. That would be so bad because you got, okay. First of all, I don't give a shit about the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
I never have.
Yeah, it's nothing. It really isn't anything. But now you're just going to turn it into more of a joke.
I hope Kevin Owens wins it because at least
Kevin Owens has been onto something, you know.
James asks, question, does anyone else agree that the Raw Tag titles should have a build with the Revival versus Ryder and Hawkins to let Hawkins get the first victory in his home state, kinda, and a pretty big WrestleMania moment? Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what it is that's too much good thinking, you know? Like, if they wrote that, everybody would approve it, and then there'll be that one idiot who'd be like, no, let's not do it, and then that guy's going to get his
No,
way.
I would rather see that than Ricochet and Aleister.
Of course, yeah. Ricochet
I
and
love
Aleister.
Ricochet and Aleister, but they could have had these huge debuts.
You have
on
next
Raw.
year. You guys have next year.
Well,
you know?
Aleister, imagine the build to his actual debut if he'd have debuted as a single star,
Yeah.
if he hadn't been rushed to the main roster,
Yep.
if he'd actually had a good drawn out like promos and segments and all this other stuff build. I would have rather seen him debut that way than in this rushed fashion, tagged with somebody who has nothing really in common with him.
Absolutely none. Like that. Now, they have. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know why they paired them together. I really don't. Maybe because they were top NXT guys. But even then, I feel like it's really going to end up in
I would have rather seen a really good Ricochet build and a really good Aleister build instead of this weird pairing.
They just had nowhere to
I would
put
have
them.
much rather seen Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins reunited, going for the tag titles. They win in WrestleMania. That would have been great.
That'd been great. Yeah.
That would have been great. But no, I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to see Aleister and Ricochet versus the Revival. And possibly another team at WrestleMania, probably on the kickoff
And Revival's
show.
obviously dropping the titles.
So Andre the Giant Battle Royal, I think it's going to be the SNL guys or Kevin Owens.
I honestly can't even guess because I don't even know who's in it.
Yeah.
I really don't. So.
We'll see.
Yeah.
The Intercontinental title, Lashley versus Balor. Demon Balor. Demon Balor.
There's no other reason. But listen,
They need the demon pop at WrestleMania.
Oh my God! How long has it been since he's been out?
It's been a while. I think his last one was Corbin.
Why?
I think his last one was the squash match against Corbin.
Good.
And that had to have been at least 6 months ago.
Poor Finn.
Yep. Cruiserweight title, Buddy Murphy versus Tony Nese. Murphy's not losing that title to Nese.
No.
I like that they turned Nese face, but like, who cares?
Yeah. No one. Listen. Hey, newsflash. No one cares.
I think that if Buddy Murphy's going to lose that title anytime soon, it's going to be to a big arrival like Kushida.
Yeah, he's signed. So
He's signed. I think if they were going to do something with him, I would have him take the Cruiserweight title off of
I really
Murphy.
think they should have just dropped Rey Mysterio down there, man. Just put him down there.
Or Finn.
Yeah, give us some credibility. Get 205 some credit.
Build
not
205 up to be a special show.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think Buddy Murphy's losing to Tony Nese at
not at
WrestleMania.
all.
If they didn't let all these other
Cedric
guys take it off of him,
Alexander,
they're
no
not
way,
going to let
get outta
Tony
here.
Nese, an afterthought, take it off
no
of
way.
him. Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. Kurt Angle's winning, but then he's fighting John Cena.
Man, you think?
Kurt Angle is going to squash Baron Corbin within like 10 seconds, and then John Cena is going to come out and say, let's have the real match.
Is this dirt sheet?
This is my guess.
I really want it to be Shelton Benjamin, but what are you going to do?
Shelton's not a big enough star. People forget
Yeah.
Shelton's on the roster until
right.
he shows up randomly.
You're right.
I think Angle's going to come out. He's going to have his match with Corbin. He's going to beat Corbin handily, probably a roll-up within the first,
It is
30
WrestleMania,
seconds.
and it's John Cena. Okay.
And then they're going to have Cena come out to have Angle's actual last match be a reflection of Cena's first match.
Will Cena be in the front row sitting there?
No, he's got to be a surprise.
With the Undertaker?
No. He's got to be a surprise.
Okay.
Because they haven't built or hyped Cena being at WrestleMania at all.
So it'd be a surprise.
So it would be a surprise.
Okay.
So I think, yes, the Angle-Corbin match is going to happen, but Angle is going to completely squash Corbin, and then Cena is going to be the real match. At which point, I think Cena is going to beat Angle.
He has to.
So he's still putting over somebody on his way out. And to be fair, Angle beat Cena in Cena's first match.
Right.
Cena beats Angle in Angle's last match. It's a good story.
It's all part of it.
It's a really good story.
Yeah, I agree.
Plus, Baron Corbin gets the rub, I guess.
The dry rub.
Yeah. The United States title, Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. We got to see Dominic on TV a bunch.
He's getting more TV time than half the guys.
Yeah.
That's great. And he's like 6'4".
For those who don't know, we actually got to train alongside Dominic very briefly at the school.
It's
at the
humbling,
illegal
man.
school. It was very cool.
Yeah.
It was a very cool experience.
Super nice kid. Him and his dad, too. Super nice,
And he's
man.
so big. He's so
Dominic's
big
huge,
compared to
man.
his dad, man.
Yeah, he is.
But how cool.
Do you think he's getting involved?
I think Joe's going to do something to him.
I agree. Because there's no reason for them to kind of like involve him as much as they have.
No, I think we're going to see something where Mysterio's taken out and Joe does something to
provoke.
Probably even this week. Honestly, this week on SmackDown, I think Joe is going to attack Dominic. And Mysterio's going to get freaked out, which is going to like finalize the build to WrestleMania. I don't think Mysterio's winning that title.
No, neither do I.
I think Samoa Joe's retaining.
Me too.
I think Mysterio, in this run in his career, he's putting over guys he likes.
That's it,
He's putting over Andrade.
Yeah.
He's putting over Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Like, what good?
He's
He
got
doesn't
nothing to
really
prove.
need to- he doesn't need
man.
another title
Yeah.
run, especially
Not
with
at
a
all.
mid-card title.
Yeah.
So I think Samoa Joe's retaining. Styles versus Orton. This has actually been a, dark horse feud.
Yeah.
It's built pretty well.
I don't
They
mind
had
it,
some
man.
good promos.
Yeah.
And I think it could be a good match, but I don't care who wins.
Yeah, I can go. I can do with either one. I'd be like, whatever.
I guess Orton could win so that there's not as many face victories. Because let's see, we got Balor winning, we got Murphy's the heel, we got Angle winning. So yeah, I could see Orton winning.
Yeah.
And then pushing this on for another pay-per-view, continuing to build it. But
It'll keep Styles busy.
it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's another one. That's
So I'm gonna say Orton. Why not?
It's called the fluff. I'll call AJ Styles just because.
Just cause.
Just because.
The Women's Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way, we've got Beth Phoenix and Natalya, the Divas of Doom, versus the current champions, the Boston Hug Connection, Bayley and Sasha Banks, versus Nia Jax and Tamina, versus the Iconics of Billie Kay and Peyton Royce.
Can I go?
Yeah?
The Iconics.
Please, God, no. I'm going to say the Boston Hug Connection retain. Because the title reign hasn't been that long. It's only been about 2 months now. And since they're the first ever, they need it for a little bit longer. So I'm saying Boston Hug, you're saying
I'm saying the Iconics, man. As much as I,
Oh, please God, no.
their
I can't stand their voices. I loved them in NXT.
Yeah, their
I
voices.
hate them on the main roster.
I agree. I don't know what it
I don't
is,
know.
man.
I feel like their scripting or their creative has been so much worse.
Yeah.
On the main roster.
Well, they've been honestly.
At the
They've been
NXT
limited
house shows,
to.
they were fantastic.
They feel like they're. I feel like they're just they're kind of like caged. Like they can't really do. I don't know. Be as active,
Or
but
maybe this is them uncaged and way worse.
maybe the writers in NXT were genius.
Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. Reigns is winning that match.
If Reigns doesn't win, obviously we riot.
His first real match. I don't riot. I don't care if he wins, but
Not
he's
me,
going to win.
Well, then again,
It's his first real match back.
I think Reigns is losing. Why? There's no other time for Roman Reigns to lose than right now. Plotting, because of course the whole leukemia thing. He's coming back. He's still not technically 100%. Thus, bringing the future for McIntyre beating Brock Lesnar. This is what's happening. This is what's
So
happening.
who's the face in that?
None.
Yeah, no.
Because Brock Lesnar's leaving, obviously.
Roman Reigns is, was, and always will be the golden boy. Lol, Roman wins.
Yes.
He's not going to lose. He's not going to lose.
He's losing.
So Shane McMahon versus The Miz, falls count anywhere.
I don't care who wins. But
It's going to be
I'm
fun.
going to watch it. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I
Right?
think I'm going to say The Miz wins.
The Miz?
Yeah, because what's Shane going to do if he wins?
You're right. Yeah,
Like-
he's got nothing to lose, really.
He's got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So I think The Miz is going to win. It's going to be hopefully the end of this feud because
Yeah.
it would have been it'll be a perfect feud if they don't overstay it.
Right.
So
right.
just cap it off there, WrestleMania. Shane gets his big match and his big crazy spot like he does
Yeah.
every year, and that's the end.
There's
Because
gotta
he's
be a
probably going to
scaffold.
need like 6 months to recover after whatever stupid thing he does.
There's going to be a large scaffold he's jumping off of.
Yeah, so I'm going to say The Miz.
I'll say The Miz.
Triple H versus Blutista, no holds barred.
Batista's winning.
You think Triple H's career is ending?
Yeah.
And then Batista's retiring?
Yeah. They're boys.
That would be great,
They're boys.
because Triple H really can't go anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's nothing. There's no reason, unless he plans on. I don't know. I don't know what to think. You know?
Batista's not going to win.
Well, of course. I mean,
Batista wants this to be his
it's
retirement.
to wishful thinking, you know.
He's going to put over Triple H. Even in interviews leading up to this, but like from a while ago, I won't say recently, but from a while ago, he said the last thing he wanted to do was put over Triple H. If you go back in the archives and the interviews, he said his last thing he wants is an angle with Triple H where he'd put him over at Mania, and that'd be the end of his career. So I have a really hard time saying they're not going to have.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Triple H, but you can say Batista.
I'll say Batista.
We're going to vary up our results
You know,
here.
change it up a little bit. Shake things up.
The Universal Championship, which is not the main event. Wow. Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins. Brock's winning this match.
Brock's winning.
They can't have that be a happy ending.
Yeah, no way. Mm-mm.
It's too good for the other matches to be happy endings.
Exactly.
So,
Nah.
yeah, I think
Brock.
Brock is retaining. Which, fine. At least it's not against Roman.
Yeah, I'm okay.
We've seen that match a million times.
Yeah.
We haven't seen this match.
I think it'd be a good match, though. I think it's
It'll
gonna
be a good match. I think it's going to push a rematch to Saudi Arabia where Seth is actually going to win.
All right.
Just like they did with Roman last year. That's what they're going to do this year.
All right.
So, WWE Championship, Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston's going to win that belt.
And it's gonna be a hell of a moment.
It is.
It's gonna be a great
It's going to
moment.
be amazing.
Like, I honestly, like, I'm gonna be really disappointed if he doesn't win, man. I really would. Just because, I mean, I love Daniel Bryan, but all signs are pointing to Kobe winning.
Well, I'm
you know?
also going to take some more, like, not just storyline, perspective on this, but I'm also going to take some backstage perspective. If they are going to Saudi Arabia and Daniel refuses to go again, they can't have a champion not show up.
Oh, you're right.
So have Kofi take the title because he clearly has
Kofi
no
will go.
qualms.
Yeah.
So that takes care of some of the politics as well. I think Kofi's not going to have a long reign.
He won't have a long run yet. Yeah, no way.
I think Daniel will win that title back
Yeah.
very shortly after
Agreed.
Kofi wins it. But I think that we're going to get the feel-good moment. They'll have a champion they can take to Saudi Arabia, and then they can go on from there.
I agree.
So Kofi Kingston
Kofi.
winning that belt. And then the main event, first ever women's main event at
I'm
WrestleMania.
getting tired of women. I'm getting so tired of them trying to run shit.
Currently for the Raw Women's Championship, I think it's going to be for the Unified Women's Championship. Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair. This is the match I am the least confident in. I'm going to be completely honest. Like, I'm pretty confident.
It's still changing tonight.
I'm
so.
pretty confident, but this could come down to Ronda Rousey telling Vince McMahon 5 minutes before the show, hey, I'll stay around for another 6 months.
Exactly. She can call whatever she wants.
And then, why wouldn't
All right.
Vince put both titles on her?
You're winning.
Like, the best story is for Becky Lynch to win, so I am picking Becky Lynch. But I am not at all confident in it.
I want to pick Ronda. I really do.
Yeah?
I just think it's
Watch Charlotte win, and we're both looking like
oh my
idiots.
God! Can somebody else? Oh no, this guy over here, our guest that we haven't introduced. He's picking Charlotte, so just in case we have everything all crossed. Yes. What's his name? That's JC Justin's Twiggy.
Twiggy.
Twiggy's with us.
Twiggy picked Charlotte.
Twiggy picked Charlotte. Yeah. So
that works. Twiggy picked Charlotte. I pick Becky, and you pick Ronda.
And this is. I'm sorry, we got to go back, but this is. Is it too cliche? Lee Canfield says, "Is it too cliche for the New Day to turn on Kofi?" That's
not gonna happen.
Now they've rumored breaking him up.
No.
That would. I honestly, no. I would be like flabbergasted. I'd be like, "What the hell?" And that's
it's
a whole.
Yes. You know what? I'm gonna answer your question. Yes, it is too cliche.
I would love it.
Yes, it is too cliche. They don't want it. So if it does happen, it's pressure from the company.
Yeah. And if it happens,
and after all this, working together, helping build Kofi up, all this other stuff,
for you
unification.
Yeah.
I just think it would be really cliche. It would not be a swerve, and it would piss a lot of people off.
Get a lot of heat.
And not good heat. That's the thing. Like, some of these decisions are not good heat decisions.
Yeah.
Baron Corbin being Kurt Angle's last match, not a good heat decision. It was a
bad.
This is horrible. Nobody wants to see this decision.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's going to happen. I think Kofi's going to have a nice little short reign with the title and probably retire.
I think so, man. I think he's about
probably
that time.
retire, maybe be the manager for Xavier and Big E going forward.
Yeah, because he's got
so
nothing else.
So he could still stay involved, but I don't think he's... I think this is going to be his, it's going to be his Christian reign.
Yes.
When Christian won the world title,
yeah.
It's kind of like, thank you for your service. He turned it into a good build. It wasn't just a random title win to thank him.
Right.
But I think this is just kind of like a goodbye.
I agree with that.
Thank you and goodbye.
Yeah.
And he turned it into an amazing angle.
He did.
And he probably wouldn't have gotten it if it wasn't for his work recently.
Oh, of course not. Yeah.
But, yeah, I think he's going to retire, so I don't think they're going to need to break up the New Day. I think it's just going to either... They're going to all go their own ways happily.
Yeah.
Or Kofi's going to retire and Xavier and Big E will continue on.
I agree. Well, on back to the main event.
Becky, Ronda, Charlotte.
I'm picking Ronda. You're picking Becky.
Twiggy's picking Charlotte.
Twiggy's picking Charlotte. So we got all our
bases covered.
That's it. We're good to go. There's no wrongs here at Turnbuckle
Predictions.
And he's going to be our special guest for. He'll be on set in the next show. He'll be on set. Right now he's off camera, but our next show he'll be on set.
Twiggy will be on set for the
He'll be on
show.
set, yes sir.
So those are our predictions, preliminary. I know there might add some stuff. Let's throw some prop bets out. One, are they going to unify the titles, or is it just going to be the Raw Women's Championship?
They unify. They got to unify.
Two, is it going to be? Is there going to be a Raw Tag Team Champions match? Revival versus Aleister and Ricochet versus who knows?
Yeah.
You think that's going to be on WrestleMania?
Yeah, it has to be.
Three, will Hulk Hogan show up?
He has to. I honestly, I wanted to say this after we made our decisions and stuff. I honestly would think that Hogan would be part of the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Oh God, no! They can't let him wrestle.
Maybe he comes out and maybe gives the old cool sign over the rope. I don't because.
But he can't go out over the rope. How would you get him out of the match?
I think Hogan. They've already introduced him back to the company, but they haven't really, gone 100%. I guess you could say, So I think they did the thing with Mean Gene, but that was it.
Well, and they did the Saudi Arabia thing too. He was the host of the Crown Jewel.
We'll see.
So you think Hogan's going to show up at Mania?
I think Hogan's showing up. Because there's always that surprise every year, Someone shows up. It's not going to be The Rock.
No.
Not going to be Stone Cold.
No.
Cena. My man, so maybe. Cena? I think Hogan's showing up. Because next year, Cena's going to be in Tampa. Guaranteed.
Oh,
guaranteed. Yeah. This is his hometown. It's
not his hometown.
Well, he lives here.
Boston.
This is his home. He lives here, so,
Just
so I
right
think
down the street.
Right down the street,
Just
We're neighbors.
We're neighbors. Stop in to Raymond James.
I think Hogan will show up. Well, no, because then Hogan and John Cena can show up next year too. Here.
Yeah.
Oh well, then shit.
So anyway, to recap, we are going to have a live stream of WrestleMania all 9, 12, 24 hours, however long it is.
Yes.
This
WrestleMania.
Sunday on Facebook, you can tune in, see our WrestleMania live stream, see our thoughts of the show as it's happening. Watch WrestleMania with us because you know our commentary is going to be better than the actual commentary.
Of course.
Also, follow us on Facebook if you don't already, although you must be if you're watching this.
Everywhere.
Although if you're in the audio realm, you can follow us on Facebook. Or you guys can check out the podcast on Podbean, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google, and now on Spotify. You can stream us on Spotify. We're making towns. We're going to have some Making Town specials coming out this week.
Kent is painting the town red. Okay, let me tell you, you guys are going to see a lot of Making Town episodes where I'm not going to be on it. And that's because Kent he's a hoe. Kent, when it comes to wrestling, he is on it. He is going everywhere. So, stay tuned.
So this week we've got Generation Championship Wrestling, Live Forever, the Making Town special from that coming out. We've also got USWA, their show, I'm forgetting the name of it right now. No Turning Back 2.
That's what it was, yeah.
That's coming out this week. So, some good stuff.
There's a lot going on.
Coming on.
So
shit. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, this Turnpike is
toll-free.